Wait, what?
All right. It's been too long, folks. But let's roll d20 to see if who is going to try and remember what happened like 3 weeks ago.
It has been a while, but also
I kind of want to win this, mostly because I don't want Zach
I'm
to
so
win
lucky.
this.
Everybody and Zach wins this again for like the third or
okay, I'll
fourth
win it.
time.
Look at me go.
Oh,
Hey. All right, Matt.
it's all up to you.
All right. All right.
Wow.
Matthias Maximus.
I see how you betrayed me. I thought we were friends.
What happened 3 weeks ago? Tell us the tall tale in Dylan's words.
Okay. So we had finished. So we had gotten out of these strange teleporting rooms, and I made it to the next floor of Dylan's family's castle, monastery, some creepy dungeon place. Either
For some
one's
reason, I
fine.
thought it was underground, like a crypt.
It's hard to say.
Either way, it's super sadistic.
So we found ourselves in a room, and the room smelled like dead bodies, probably because there were a lot of hanging dead bodies.
No, I don't think that was it.
So we started. So that we slowly noticed that some of the bodies would like move, and we're like, "What's that?" It was a monster. Very hard to see monster. Luckily, we were able to dispatch it fairly easily without very little damage to ourselves, and we continue on. Then we found ourselves in a room with 5 braziers and some doors. Believing it'd be some kind of puzzle, Dylan set fire to the middle brazier, and the resultant was a fire elemental that was a much harder fight than the giant zombie monster. We almost died. We came very close, but we managed to dispatch it. I believe Dylan dispatched it with a vicious mockery. It was my only in my entire D&D career. It was the only time I've killed something with vicious mockery.
Looks like it's lights out for you.
It wasn't even that clever. I was just like, hey, look at me. Looked at me and I was like, bitch. And I just died.
No, it's Brittany.
Yeah, it's Brittany, bitch.
So we continued on. We found a room that was a large feast hall filled with food that looked brand new, except that all the chairs had skeletons and different clothes. And I think collectively as a group we were like, nah, nope, not this. This is not a good sign, and we just got the heck out. Also, we found a special weird skeleton staff that we also collectively agreed not to mess with.
Yeah, which was, in my opinion, very assumatory of you guys.
Boring.
Yeah. Come on.
Hey, you know what? We're trying to live here.
Well, what if that was just bait? Like, what if that's like the most overpowered magic item in the game, and I just like flavored it?
It's not even.
I'm okay without the most overpowered
everything in
magic
this
item.
whole place has tried to kill us. I'm just saying.
But what if like the most obvious thing in the whole dungeon that could hurt you actually becomes not harmful at all?
You know what? I think you're trying to bait us into.
I'm not baiting.
Ourselves.
I'm just trying to give both sides.
Come on,
equal
guys! I want to
arguments.
open my Sundays up again. Come on.
Nah. Even if this campaign ended,
I have a
still
story
see you.
related to something like that, and I gotta tell you, I think I already told you, but I might not have. So anyway, we came down a pathway, and we found a room covered in blood, and a really weird spider monster, and a lot of tiny, weird goblin dog things that were very vicious looking. The guy was very screaming, very crying, wanting help. Then he stood up, and he had these weird spider legs, and we were like, no. So Dylan cast a fireball, took out all of the goblin dogs. They dead. The spider guy was alive, upset, even more so, and so started chasing after us. And Dylan was able to convince, with a suggestion, that he leave them alone, and he did. And then we went back to the path. There was a bunch of shrubbery and stone, like a garden, and we found a pool of water. I can't remember much about the pool. I think there was something suspicious about it, and Leon was getting closer to it.
And now I have to make a decision that will either kill my character or will make his life easier. And I think we all know what it's most likely going to be.
Probably very sad.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, this pond of water also around this, where this blue box is covered with this murky, slimy moss. And also, like, sticking out of the water right in front of the waterfall here is is a brazier. Not brazier.
Why does this feel like the beginning to a warlock story? I will give you power. Oh, yeah, that.
I will give you unlimited power.
I showed you guys like that meme about like the differences between arcane casters.
Yeah, but now I have to
That
make
was
a
a pretty good meme.
decision. And I want to cry.
Like right now?
Alright.
No.
So, yes, and leading to the end, to get further into detail, in the water, so that there was the brazier, and the color of it is...
What color is it?
I wish I would have made this easier for myself.
But you didn't.
Is it blue?
But you didn't.
Or is it green? Is it chartreuse?
Is it purple? Is it cerulean?
Is it
Is it
periwinkle?
cyan?
I believe it's...
Is it aquamarine?
It's actually burnt orange.
Is it umber?
Is it taupe?
Is it an amber color?
I'm sorry, guys.
Is it gray?
Is it gold?
Is it gray but with an E?
Okay, it looks to be like it's either stained yellow or it's gold.
Oh,
Ooh.
okay.
I was closest. Yeah.
And it carries a purple flame.
Oh.
There is
Purple
a torch mount on the side of it that holds a metal rod that looks to be maybe a foot in length. The flame dances in front of the waterfall, slowly and elegantly. And Leon had heard a voice in his head that said, "It has been far too long since I have been in contact with someone of your species.
Hey now.
Your desires.
Hey now. No.
Your
Sorry.
desires. You wish to see her again, don't you? You wish to see them all. I can give you the knowledge that you seek, to see the ones that you love once again. But you need only do one thing for me. Enter this water and embrace me. And then, Joan, you hear in your head, to come across one of your kin is a rarity. To come across two that is something entirely of another league of rarity. Your desires, I know exactly what you want. Or, let me correct myself, who you want. She awaits home for you, yet you are shackled here. And I don't mean this dungeon. You are shackled outside of your cozy little woods. And you wish to break those shackles, don't you? You wish to see her again. I can give you your freedom. I can give you the strength to break your binds. But you need do only one thing. Enter the water and embrace me. Mason,
Yes.
you hear in your head,
Oh boy.
a sailor who his heart aches for the ones lost at sea, yet he does not remember how they were lost, only that they are gone forever. You know, by your memories, I have a pretty good idea on what had taken your ally's life. I can tell you what it is, and where you might be able to find it. And you only need to do one thing for me, Mason.
Enter the water.
Enter the water and embrace me. Dylan, you hear in your voice. My.
And my voice?
Or sorry, in your head. My. What you desire is a very honorable type of want. Yes, indeed. You wish to change the world for the better. You hate what you see around you. You do not like the way that things are run in the country of Astria. You wish to see more freedoms, more rights to the people, fair treatment to all. A very honorable desire. And a very selfless one as well, for it requires much sacrifice. However, I can give you what you need to change the world for the better. I can give it all to you, Dylan Mordecai. Or should I say, Dylan Silverius.
Bum, bum, bum.
But you need
Who
only
is this?
New phone, who dis?
I actually-
You need,
I do have questions when you're done.
Yeah. Well, this is all happening at the same time.
Okay, good to know.
It says, but you need only do one thing for me. Enter the water and embrace me. What do you guys do?
So,
I think all of us would be asking, who's this?
Everyone
Yeah,
just jumps in.
yeah,
Oh, no.
end the campaign. It's fine.
Wait, does Joan not have any secret desires that
No,
they
Joan.
want?
Oh,
No.
Joan does.
I've heard. Yeah, Joan. I've already heard Jones. You
Joan
didn't
has
hear it?
2 questions.
Yes.
First, what does his voice sound like? And second, they said, come into the water and embrace me. Can I tell who is speaking or what they wish for me to embrace?
You can give me a perception check.
I would
Sweet.
also like to do a perception check.
24.
Okay.
If. Okay. Hang on.
If there were a time to roll a
Everything
good
is
perception, I
slow.
feel like this is it. Probably not, but it feels good.
I'm an idiot. I'm not an idiot. It's just really bad
You're
rolling.
just very average.
Yeah.
Give me a second. Let me make perception.
I
Well,
actually
never
have
mind.
I actually have pretty good wisdom.
Dylan, did you want to roll perception as well?
Sure.
Sure. Okay. So, Joan and Dylan, both of you, after you hear this, immediately start looking around, and both of you notice that in the water, even though it is extremely thick with this foggy, it's very foggy in the water, you see that there is something disturbing the water, and it is fairly large.
Nope.
And it is stationed here. You can't tell the shape of it, you just know that it is a fairly large sized creature.
Would this be... Does any of this, like, ring a bell from any stories I've heard? Or any stories that I've been told?
I would say that this is a situation to you that there could be plenty of things that this could be related to.
Oh, okay. But nothing to be certain?
Yes. You probably would have heard of, like, tales of,
This is like a
travelers,
siren's
like
call.
elven expeditioners being tempted by a siren's call, but there are many different things. I mean, even elves do this. It's like, this could be anything.
Yeah, but also it couldn't be because this isn't a charm. Sirens charm and elves can't be charmed, so this is just a...
Well, you don't necessarily
Proposition?
have to be charmed to be... You can still be persuaded into doing something.
True. Leon is, like, in the front, right? Yeah. Leon turns back to his friends, and, he isn't an idiot. He can't count, but he isn't an idiot, so I would think that he'd be able to, like, piece it together that he wouldn't be the only one being, you know, like, offered something, right?
I'm sorry?
Can
Fine.
Leon tell that the rest of us are being offered things also?
I mean,
Or deduce
that's up to you guys. Would any of you be giving off some sort of body language?
I would not give time to give off body language before doing something.
Okay.
Yeah. And plus, everyone wants something.
I would
Everyone
say
has a want.
I would probably say, unless if someone gives me like a deception, I would say you would probably see them like looking around.
I would like to
That's fair.
insight check my friends.
Yeah, if you would probably
You can see
them,
me
like,
looking around for a moment before I pull out my bow, but not an arrow, and point it at the water.
Yeah, that would give away.
When you do that, you hear in your
Name
head,
yourself.
Joan. You hear the voice come back into your mind. I offer you the strength to break your binds, and you treat me with such hostility. You wish to know who I am. I suppose it's only fair, since we just met each other. My name... Well, I suppose I'm so old that I don't remember my birth-given name. However, the ones who had constructed this prison had deemed me the nickname Minnow.
Oh. Let me know. I guess that.
And only Joan hears this, by the way.
I figured.
Leon would be thinking to himself that there has to be a catch. This cannot just be it.
All right, Minnow. So the Silvariuses put you here. Why did they leave you in this pond?
1 sec.
It says to protect the flame on this brazier.
What's so important about the flame?
There's a moment of silence in your head, and then it says, I could tell you, but I wish to have something from you first. I've been inside this prison for far too long, and I wish to get out. You help me leave, and I will help you get out of here. Don't, and I will do as they had forced me to do. I will protect this flame with my life.
Everything here wants to get out. I'm not surprised. This place sucks.
Perhaps you can tell me.
Wonderfully crafted, but it sucks.
Perhaps you can tell me how you would hope to leave with us before we offer our help to you.
Leon is super confused.
I'm going to assume that you already perceive my size.
I'm gonna shut up.
Your signs?
Size.
Oh, size. Yes. I recognized its size. I just think yes.
Minnow
Testing.
says, for that I do not know. I was hoping that one of you four had some way to solve that. If you do not, then that means you cannot help me, and therefore I must kill you if you come near this fire.
At this point, I'm going to relay to my friends and, bow down to the side. Not quite threatened at the moment.
Leon nods his head.
This... you nod your head before I say anything?
No, I thought you said
Okay.
that you relayed the information.
I
was
do,
like, yeah.
but I was going to tell you how I relay it, if you'd like to know.
Oh.
It's up to you.
Yeah. No, it's
this
fine.
creature wishes to leave, and fair warning, don't approach the brazier or it will murder us. But it wishes to leave if we have means to help it out. And it offers aid, which may be helpful, but I don't know exactly what its powers are. But otherwise, it's just the guardian of the brazier, I think.
Leon turns back to the pool. Is just like, do you need a body or can you possess an object?
You hear in your head, I can.
He doesn't say this, of course. Oh.
I can do neither.
Are you a being of water?
Yes. I cannot last outside of the water for too long.
Well, problem solved. We need a large flask.
A large what?
A large flask.
That's it. You got it.
Yep, I know. I'm so smart.
I don't think it's made of water. I think it needs the water to survive.
Yeah, in which we need a large flask to keep the water and it inside of.
Yeah, I don't. Not that I'd probably trust it anyway, but I don't really have the spells to make something like that smaller.
Obviously, he can't be made smaller, so how would...
I can survive in the air. It just, after a while, it becomes enters, the air becomes bothersome.
So, wait. So, what do you mean by
Could we bring you from one pool to the next? How long does it take before it becomes bothersome?
It takes nearly a few minutes.
I see.
Not a lot of time.
but like going back to my question, what do you mean by embrace you? What will you do once that happens?
Give you the knowledge that you seek.
At what
And
cost?
yeah, wait, you don't know this because you haven't heard.
Shh.
You don't know that Adea, Joan secretly has telepathic scrying powers. Oh God,
That'd be cool.
I had a whole plot point for it, but since you did that, I had no choice but to
See, maybe it is retaining the conversation with me that had already started, so it's fine.
I'm sorry. They keep holding on your conversation. Don't. Just gonna shrink back into the background. Don't mind me.
That's right.
Oof.
So Minnow responds. There is no cost. I just want, call it a generous offer for me to achieve my freedom.
Okay.
Well, I think the fact of the matter is that none of us have a way to transport you.
I mean, like, people are made of 70% water. I mean, I don't know about elves, but humans are.
I think elves are probably about the same.
Probably a little bit more because, they're also, like, part plant due to, them being elven and one with nature.
That's
breaking my brain.
I don't only think that would be wood elves. High elves, on the other hand, I feel like they would be like.
Yeah, but we're not high elves. We're wood elves.
I know.
Oh, okay.
I'm just saying. I think high elves though would like have a.
I think they're more like sun. They're made of like the sun.
I think
So,
you guys are romanticizing
Anyway.
what elves are made out of.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know about
Getting back to
Andrew.
the water minnow creatures.
Yeah, Andrew, how much are elves made out of in your world? Because I'm medicine man.
Are you going to break yourself into pieces? Like, what's going on here?
No.
I would say that like they probably have the same biological composition as humans. They probably would just require more water because of their larger stature. I'll say larger, but they're taller stature. So like they would probably have the same percentage of chemical composition, but would require more water. If that makes any sense.
Okay.
Makes sense.
Insight on him lying or not, if he's actually being truthful, he's just being generous and there's nothing malicious. He has no malicious intentions.
You're gonna make an insight check?
Yeah, I'm gonna make an insight check.
Alright.
Hopefully my roll will be fine. Wow. You
are consistent.
I am consistent.
To a fault.
Yep.
Alright, you feel, well, so I would say that you don't detect any signs of deception. Whether if you feel that you trust him or not, I leave it up to you, but you don't sense any signs of dishonesty.
Could I make an insight or no?
Yeah.
Okay.
What are you making the insight on?
If what he's telling me knowledge is true and if I do go in there, I'm not gonna get fucking possessed.
Okay.
I mean, like, possession is fine, just as long as, you know, they don't have full possession. I mean,
You see no signs of dishonesty in his promise.
Can I give an insight check too? I know we're all doing it, but
Sure.
Joan, you might as
If
well make
everyone's
yours as
doing
well.
it.
Yeah.
God,
Oh
you guys
my
suck
God.
at rolling.
Yep, Dylan, you sense no signs of dishonesty, and Joan, what are you doing your insight check on? Probably should have said that before you rolled.
I probably should have, but essentially the same thing, just mostly whether it intends to help us if we help it. Like if it intends to be mutually beneficial.
So with that, you definitely sense that it is genuine, that it is making you this offer to help you, and that it really does want to leave this place. However, you do get this really sneaking suspicion that there is some sort of catch.
Cool.
You know what? If any of us is the one to get possessed, it should be Leon.
Nah, it should be Mason. I'll just make a new character if I die.
Yeah, but the thing is that, yeah, one of us could die. But Leon, he's been here for a while, so hopefully he won't be the one to get killed.
we've
really
all
think
been
Mason-
here a while.
Listen,
Except Mason.
Adea, I don't have
think
favoritism.
Mason's been here a little too long. I think it's time to go.
Right?
Okay.
Mason crack his
Okay, wait a minute. What if we all just go in together?
Really?
That's a
That
horrible
reminds me of that Sonic the Hedgehog meme where it's like, "How are you alive? I have no idea."
A mood.
Can I like motion everybody to like follow me back the way we came? Oh, come on, guys, come, follow me.
Leon is a little bit torn at the moment.
I'm gonna dip my hand in it.
Nope. Mason.
Nope.
Mason.
Nope.
Mason, we're all thinking about this. Quit it.
How about we go look through the rest of the vault and see if we can find anything that might help us extract you and bring you with us, Minnow.
In your head you hear, I doubt that my keepers would have placed something that could help me escape in the very prison they are keeping me in.
That's fair enough, but we don't have much with us to help. So,
Then if you approach, you die.
understood that we will die if we approach. I think all of us know that now. But perhaps we could find something in our musings that might help us. To help you.
Wait a minute. Does either of my friends point out where this creature is exactly?
You can see roughly where I'm talking to, but aside from that, no.
I'm like, guys, can we talk over here?
We'll be back, Minnow.
It would not matter if you did or not. I'm not going anywhere.
Good to know. I walk over with Dylan.
And Leon. Leon is already up ahead.
Is Mason coming too?
I'm gonna stick around.
You're just
no.
gonna hang with Minnow.
Nope.
I'm gonna hang out with Minnow.
Nope. Grabs onto Mason and pulls him.
I'm gonna resist.
Alright.
Well,
Oof.
Contested strength checks.
Yeah, we'll see how this goes.
Strength athletics for Leon, and then strength athletics for Zach, or for Mason, or acrobatics, whichever.
Are you
one's better.
serious?
Did you roll a 3?
Mason resists your grapple.
Mason, it's either you come along or I'm forcing you.
Why?
Because I do not trust you.
Oh, you don't trust me. But have I done anything all that unworthy?
Have you done anything to gain my trust?
No, to lose your trust.
Yes, but have you done anything to gain my trust?
No, then we're at a standstill then.
Mason, you hear in your voice before you say what you just said. Sorry, not your voice. Why are you doing that? You hear a voice in your head, and it's Minnow. And Minnow says, "You did betray your master."
Oh. I'm gonna say O in my head. What would that be?
You betrayed your master to help them. Would that not warrant one's trust?
I disobeyed my master?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, you know what? Leon, I think I'll agree with you. I think it's Minnow Fella's not someone I want to really talk to now.
Okay, I'm back. What was the last thing you guys heard?
That you wanted us to go talk together elsewhere.
Oh, okay. Apparently I disconnected there for a second, but it didn't tell me until I, opened. Okay. So has Mason decided to follow us yet?
Yeah, Mason went
You
over.
just did, yeah.
Okay. Okay. Once we get far enough away from
You want to move
H.P.
token?
Lovecraft. Oh, sorry.
It's Cthulhu.
Okay. So, obviously, suspicious monster is very suspicious.
Obviously.
Secondly, we don't have a way to even help it and do the thing it wants to do. I don't know what the brazier signifies, but I'm honestly wondering if we'll have to light it at some point.
It's already lit.
It's already lit?
Yeah, I said it carries a purple flame that dances gently.
Mm-hmm.
Well, suspicious monster is suspicious. It might know a way to get out of here.
It does. In fact, it said that
Yep,
if you
it
take,
does know
if
a way
you
to get out of here.
if you take Minnow along with it, Minnow will help you leave because he knows what you must do.
Yeah, but the only problem is we don't know how to bring Minnow along with us because he's a big fish boy who can't stay out of the water for too long, and we don't have a way to transport him easily.
Wait, how do we know it's a fish?
We don't.
I
How
assume.
about we look around and see if we find any better options?
Maybe
And if we don't, we can deal with the problem of moving.
Maybe there's a certain item in the dungeon that you guys completely looked over that possibly could help. Oh, I don't know.
I don't know. Minnow said we couldn't, so we gotta trust Minnow on this one.
I mean, it's
Maybe
like
that
there's-
staff, or
maybe
maybe
there's
those food items.
a specific scepter that's in a room that you guys were just like, nah, that is false.
You know what? You know what?
You know, you don't
know
want
what?
to touch. If you want us to touch the scepter, don't put a skull on it.
Come on.
You know what?
Skulls are awesome.
Guess where I'm going? Leon is going somewhere.
Going where?
Alright, I'm
back
just
to the other room.
messing around. Don't actually make Leon do something he wouldn't do.
Well, you know what?
Just for the sake of progression.
You know what?
You know what? Leon is tired of this place, and any option that he can get, he'll take.
There's also still the dining place.
Yeah, but he said no to that.
With the dead bodies sitting at the table, all suspicious like.
That was a mega nope. That was even more of a nope than this
Who says that
scepter.
you have to eat anything?
It's not even about the eating. It's just about.
Leon is just like, once he enters the room and looks at the scepter, he looks over at Dylan.
Yes.
Wait, are we all going to the scepter room?
Yeah, that's where 3 of us are.
I thought we were still talking. I'm sorry. I thought we were
Sorry.
talking about going to the scepter room.
No, Leon already went because he can't really talk too well, can't he?
You're making me feel a little bad.
Yikes. Okay, yeah, come on, Joan. Hold your tongue.
Trying to. Ooh.
So what does Leon want me to do now?
No, Leon is just like looking at Dylan and then looking at the scepter, is like looking back at him, is write something down. It's just like, should we grab the scepter?
Can I inspect the scepter?
Yeah, I would like to.
I just want to see if I can tell what it's supposed to do, what it's made for, what its purpose is.
Go ahead and give me investigation.
Investigation. I'm probably going to get another 10. Let's see.
So hold on. Aha!
Can I see
Damn
if it
you
is?
all! Listen to me, the DM. Said instead of rolling separate rolls, one of you can get advantage for helping.
I don't think it matters.
Can I have advantage?
I was going to say, can I see if it is? I don't know if it seems to hold a spell or anything, or if it
that
seems
would be
enchanted.
investigation.
That would be Arcana. Jeez.
Oh, sorry.
You don't know.
I mean, I don't know, but I would assume it's a different roll.
How
Well,
dare
I don't
you.
know.
Leon got a nat 20
Yeah,
on his investigation.
my first roll for the night that wasn't a 10.
Alright, so
I'm crying tears of joy.
what was your investigation on?
I was investigating the scepter to see what it does and if it'll probably kill me if I touch it.
So I'm gonna say without actually interacting with it or like using it, I mean the only thing you can think of from what you can see is that the scepter might have something to do with death.
Oh. Can I get a little bit more information on that?
Not
with
without
the
actually,
nat 20?
No, not without actually like.
Do I know if it'll kill me?
Use it. No.
Okay, you know what? I grab it. Not me.
Anyone want to try to stop?
Leon grabs it.
Leon?
I'm like Leon. Wait, no.
Leon, no.
Yeah,
stop.
I just say wait, but
yeah, Leon, no, stop.
Leon!
Wait, your plot armor may not help you this time.
Oh, Leon's so dead.
Because apparently Leon has plot armor.
Wait, what?
I
When
hope
did I
that
get plot
do.
armor?
That was a joke because
It's what I'm hoping on.
I'm kidding.
It's
We
what
all
I'm
have
hoping
plot
for.
armor, except they didn't have any in Zach's character size.
None of you have plot armor. All the rest of you just been really, really, really lucky, and Zach has been very, 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 very unfortunate.
Very unfortunate.
I have the opposite of plot armor.
Again, yeah, you have plot vulnerability. So when you approach the scepter, Leon, you hear the sound of hundreds of tormented souls.
Yep.
Men, women, children screaming in your head. Groaning in pain. When you grab it, you feel the spike of energy grow across your arm, and it's almost like the shocking feeling where everything starts to kind of feel numb and tingly, almost like your arm is falling asleep. But that seems to be all that happens.
Okay.
And the screaming and the yelling and the groaning is so loud that you almost can't hear anything else.
And it keeps going as long as, like, for several seconds?
It doesn't stop.
Have fun, Leon.
Leon tells it to be quiet. Mentally.
It keeps going.
Okay. Cool. Well, is there anything I could get from holding it with the nat 20 from before?
No.
Okay. Leon puts it back down.
You don't get the tingling sensation in your arm, but you still hear the screams.
Oh no.
And Leon goes back to his spot right here.
The screams get distant.
And Leon is just like, besides the tingling feeling, nothing. He writes that down and shows it to his party members. He didn't kill me.
Liar.
I would say, Leon, that you feel that you would have to actually attune. You would have to bind the item to your soul to be able to actually get.
Yeah, but I'm not going to chance that because I'm not using anything that has possible to do has to do anything. Ugh. Okay, hang on. I gotta think of my words. I don't want to mess with anything that has a possibility of being necrotic magic. Leon grabs onto Mason. Still doesn't trust him. Told him before.
You know, there's some doors back over there that we haven't tried yet.
Yeah, you're right.
Leon, give me an athletics check.
Are you serious, Mason? I swear to God, if you actually reach for that, Leon will kill you. I'm not joking. He doesn't trust you. Athletics?
Yeah.
17!
Alright,
You're
so
staying
unfortunately he grapples you and stops you from touching the scepter.
Dylan points back over here. I was like, you know, there's some doors over there that we didn't check.
Over where?
There. Like the place where we fought the fire elemental.
I think that would probably be a good place to look.
Leon nods. And drags Mason along with him.
Let's try this boy
This one?
right here. Yep, that one.
Oh, is Dylan gonna be opening the doors now?
Sure. Life is short. Let's make it shorter.
Oof. Does Dylan remember how to open them?
Yeah, you just push.
Yep.
On him.
It's a long hall with another door at the other end.
I guess we know where we're going. We go down the hallway.
Should we open the other door first and see what's down it?
Leon looks back at her, it's just like, nah.
What's behind the next other door? A brand new cart.
Leon pushes this door this time.
Dylan's so funny.
Oh.
As you approach the room, you hear the faint noise of people yelling. You cannot decipher what is being said, but you know that it seems to be a couple of men in a heated argument. As you open the door, you see a 65-foot by 35-foot hall. The people that you had heard earlier that are arguing are three humanoid skeletons dressed in long robes colored green and purple. They have been bolted into the stone thrones they sit in. They shout and yell and make childish noises at each other. They sound like a group of kids who are not getting along. At the center is a purple brazier with no flame. On a torch mount on the brazier is a metal rod about a foot in height. As you take all of this in, one of the skeletons shouts at you. "Oi! You there! Come tell my brother that he's a dim-witted ninny and needs to understand that I am right!"
And Leon is just like smiling at the ironicness of this because he can't.
You said two skeletons.
He could write it down.
Who's in this chair that's facing?
I heard 3.
There's 3 skeletons.
Oh.
Okay, there's 3 skeletons, but only 2 of them are arguing?
All of them are.
Okay, but you only said green and purple, correct?
Yeah, like
I think
all
all the
of
robes
them
are
are
green
wearing
and
robes
Oh.
that are green and purple.
Oh, okay. I thought there was like a green skeleton and a purple skeleton. I got confused. Question. First question. Why is this chair facing a slightly different direction than the other two chairs? It bugs me.
I don't know. They're all supposed to be facing
each other.
Each other.
Yeah.
I probably just missed that.
Are all
second
the
que-
chairs? Oh, go ahead.
Sorry. Second question. What are you guys fighting about?
The one here says, points at the brazier at the center, and says, "That thing right there is the key for all of us to get out of here. But none of us quite remember how in the names we are supposed to actually make the fire light up again." And the skeleton here says, "We know how to. We just we just can't make it happen." And then this one says, "I'm telling you, it is simple. I know what it is." "Oh yeah? Well then how come it hasn't worked yet?" Exactly.
Leon goes over to the one who said that he has an idea and writes down very quickly. What is your idea?
The skeleton looks at you and says, "I believe that the word is suck it." All of the skeletons look at the brazier, and if they could blink, they could, but they don't.
What's
One
the
up top says, "Well, Den, that was your brilliant idea. How does that come close to answering the question?"
I have a question.
All three of them go, "What?"
Oof.
So the object is to make the torch on the rod go down and light the brazier?
No.
This is. Oh, go ahead.
The one right here says, "The only way for that to act, for the fire to be lit is you need to say some sort of word."
That's the only way to light it.
Yes. It lights on its own. And this one says, "The word is an answer to a question."
What's the question? Leon writes down and shows to
Yes, Pasha.
skeleton next to him.
Yes, Pasha. This one right here says, "Yes, Pasha, you have recited it enough to us, saying that we aren't clearly hearing your words. What is the question?" "Well, Nell, the question is, when you add an O to my name, I am alone. If you take that O away, I become a god. End me with a D, and I have been bought. What am I?"
Oh, wait,
One more
hang
time.
on. I need to grab
No, wait. What time? Say it one more time.
"When you add an O to my name, I am alone. If you take that O away, I become a god. End me with a D, and I have been bought.
Soul.
What am I?"
Soul.
The brazier lights. It lights a brilliant yellow flame. And all the skeletons go, "What? Soul?
Yeah,
A damn
soul.
imaginary figment of stupid, ignorant Asturian imagination. You dim
Yeah, soul, because if you add an O, it becomes solo, alone. Taking it back, it's still soul. Add a D, you've been purchased, you've been bought, you've been sold.
You've never really been known for your smarts, Pasha. Shut up, Nell. You're a part of this investigation as well.
So,
You didn't even come close.
are you all then free?
Well, if you rip us from our boats, then yes.
Would you like that?
No, I just suggested it, merely just for the fun of it. Of course we would like it!
Okay.
I believe you may owe us a bit of a favor, since our friend here just freed all of you with his knowledge of Asterian thingamajigs. I think you.
It was a riddle. Wait, I can't say that. Never mind. Forget
No,
that.
no, made up things. There's some hypothetical postulate.
Gods.
No. It's not a god. They clearly said Asterian figments. I don't know the word. Anyway.
Yes. Soul is nothing but a figment of Asterian imagination.
Exactly. So my friend here has remarkable knowledge of Asterian figments, and I believe we need to discuss something. Do we not?
The skeletons all look at each other, and as if they're confused. And then the one who seems to be named Pasha looks at you and says, "What is there to be discussed?"
Are you guys a part of the Silvarius family?
All of them burst out laughing. And even
Leon
though they
looks
have,
over at Dylan with like, that's an obvious answer look.
even though they don't have tear ducts, they all take a bony finger and wipe at their below their eye socket as if to wipe a tear away. And the one that is named Nell says, "It seems to be that the Silvarians haven't quite taught their youth quite well about us, brothers." And the one called Den says, "It seems to be indeed we have been forgotten."
Leon nods his head sadly.
Pasha says, "Well, that is quite a shame. We were quite well known back in our time, you know. But in case if you have heard of us, we are the Yulti brothers."
The what brothers?
Yulti. Y-U-L-T-Y.
Yulti.
Yulti.
Okay. Why were you guys bolted to the chairs?
Why? Because we were double agents, of course. We were allies with the Severius family, and we had given them what they thought was good intel on their enemies, when really we were spying on them. We were very good at it, weren't we, brothers? In which Nell says, "Yes, I say that we were fairly confident in our works. It just so happens that we had a little bit of a mishap." And Den says, "Yes, and that mishap was betrayal."
Who were you betrayed by? Or
If they could express hate, they would. But with their skulls, they could not. But you could feel an aura of hatred coming from all of them. And Pasha says, "Why, the son of Vladimir Asterian, of course."
Vladimir Asterian.
The forked-tongued snake.
So if we free you guys, what do you guys plan to do?
They all look at each other. "Well, I don't know about you three, but I would like to sightsee. I'd like to see how the old countryside came about." Mel says, "I wish to see if our family heirloom is still intact." And Den says, I would also like to see that as well. You know how
And
much
how
Mother
would-
had treasured that."
Oh. And how would you do that without skin?
Pasha says, we are animated skeletons. I mean, if we can do this, and he like balls up his fists and then spread out his fingers. If we can do this, and we can do this, and he wiggles his toes, then I can assume we can walk.
Yes, that, but if someone besides us were to find you, they would, well, either run away in fear or try to get rid of you.
Yeah, reanimated undead necromantic people aren't exactly well liked by the current people in power and their civilization.
Well, I didn't say that we were just gonna waltz around with our faces revealed. We'll find a way to shroud our figures.
Okay.
There's magic for that.
If we let you out, you guys aren't going to attack us, right?
You hear Den says, "Do you see weapons upon us?"
Yes, but you don't need weapons to harm us, now do you?
Nell will say, "I'm the smartest one of the three, and I know some magic, and I can say that I will not use any of it." And
Insight check.
Pasha says, "Tch, yeah, right. If I was as ignorant as you, which I'm not, I still don't even know any magic. None of us do. We were simple spies, nothing more."
Can I insight check them?
Mm-hmm.
I'm also insight checking because I do not trust things. Insight check. Go. Wow.
Clearly, the two brothers are disagreeing. Can I tell which one's telling the truth, if even?
You'd have to make me an insight check.
Okay. Nat 20.
So, Joan, you can tell that they're both disagreeing with each other. You do feel that they're both being genuine. However, Pasha, when he says it seems a bit what the situation is it is possible that Nell does know some magic and maybe Pasha doesn't know that. Which is why he is making the statement that Nell has no idea what he's talking about. None of them know how to do magic.
So they both believe they're telling the truth?
Yeah, they both
of them
don't want to hurt us.
Know they're telling the truth. Well, I should say Pasha believes he's telling the truth. Nell knows he's telling the truth.
Okay. I mean, I'm okay with freeing these guys.
Leon has one more question.
What's the question?
Leon, wow, I really gotta stop and thinking about my words. Leon writes down, there's a creature in a separate room named, well, what the Savarius would call this creature, Minnow. Do you know of it?
Pasha will say, Minnow. Oh, yes! When the Salvarius workers were still down here, I had heard them speaking of something called Minnow. It was some sort of slimy creature to protect one of the flames. Very dangerous. Extremely dangerous. Nell says, and I believe that I had heard something to say that it had telepathic abilities.
I have a question, Nell. You said you have magical abilities. Do you have the magical power to either shrink something or turn something into a smaller form, perhaps through polymorph or something of the like?
No.
Okay. Obviously you guys don't have too of high of an opinion of the Silvarius family, but just to let you know so you don't find out later and kind of stab me in the back, I am a descendant of the Silvarius family, but I'm not really interested in doing this whole crazy crypt nonsense that they were all about. I was just trying to figure out where I came from, but I kind of regret it now because they seem to be a bunch of fucking psychopaths. So I don't really, I'm not. So I'm willing to free you guys. Just don't think less of me now that you know I'm a Silvarius, technically.
Den will say, it's not that we had hatred towards the Silvarius. And Pasha will interrupt him, but finish his sentence. The Asterians had just given us a proposition that was very promising. We were only on the side that was going to be more beneficial to us.
Okay, fair enough.
One
I
last
guess you guys.
question. Sorry, continue.
I was just gonna say, well, if it makes you feel any better, in the long run, you guys did back the right horse, since the Asterians are pretty much have all the power. Nobody even remembers the Silvarius family.
Typical of the Asterians.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay, so last question. Do you guys feel any pain? Because what I'm about to do would be very painful, but then again, you don't have nerves, so never mind.
Den will say, what is it that you are going to do?
I could rip you out of your chairs. Going back to what you said a little while ago.
Don't one of us have a crowbar that we could just take out the nails with?
Do any of us have a crowbar?
Thought one of us had a crowbar.
I have a hand axe. I could go ham at those shackles on them.
I have almost nothing useful here.
Yeah, I think I could
thieves'
use my
tools.
hand axe.
I've got some.
Are the shackles locked?
They're not shackles, they're like bolted.
Okay.
I have some climbing pittons and some caltrops.
Ooh.
Basically how it looks is that there are bolts that are actually like bolted through their bones.
Okay. Well, this is gonna hurt them anyway. Let's just Hey, could I borrow your hammer that you use for the batons and the climbing and whatnot?
I pull out my hammer and hand it to you.
Okay.
It's pretty small.
I take like the part of the hammer that's meant to pull things out instead of hammer in, and I put them in like one of the nails and start pulling like the little nails out.
They're not nails, they're bolts, aren't they?
Bolts.
Give me a strength check.
You should probably have handed this over to Leon, but
I want to
Which
do
one
it.
was talking about Minnow when Dylan?
ooh,
Yeah, Dylan, you can't even get it to budge.
Leon was the one who mentioned Minnow.
Sorry, which one answered Leon when asked about Minnow?
Pasha and Nell.
Seems like nails like the smart one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna go talk to Nil if they're not working on freeing.
Dylan is very upset with himself, and he begrudgingly hands the hammer to Leon.
Leon just smiles and takes it and tries to do his best
At removing the bolts.
at removing the bolts with his new utensil. Or tool.
So
Tool's better.
Nil, do you know what the flames the creatures are protecting do? We haven't quite been able to figure.
I am angry.
Well, excuse me, wrong voice. Nell says, well,
That technically should just be technically it's not a strength save, it's a strength check, so honestly it's even lower than that.
Says,
Really?
Nell says, from what I've been able to gather, what you need to do is there's a room somewhere in this vault, in these chambers. with braziers that are not lit. These ones that we are either protected by creatures or hidden behind a riddle have the flames that you must need to light those braziers with. They are color coded, and you must place the right flame in the right brazier. Where you must put them, I'm not sure.
Do we carry the flames like on torches?
Yes, in fact, that metal rod that you see on the torch mount on the brazier, that is what you use to carry the flame.
Can only carry one flame at a time.
Mm-hmm.
There's one for each color, I believe.
Yes, and
Yes.
what does this brazier look like?
It is purple
Yellow.
with a yellow flame.
Purple with yellow.
I'm sorry, just to confirm, in the room with Minnow, was it a yellow brazier
It
with
was
a
a
purple flame?
Yeah,
Yes.
it was a yellow.
Cool.
So say this one's a purple brazier with a yellow flame. Do we take the yellow flame and then put it in the purple brazier?
I'm not sure.
I think we put this yellow flame in the.
The matching purple brazier, I believe, but perhaps we should
I-
free them and then go inspect the
I
braziers
agree.
in the.
No.
Free us, and we
Yeah.
shall help you.
Okay. I would like to make
honestly,
another actual strength check, which would be a -2, correct, or -1?
It's a -2.
you just click strength. Just click strength on your attributes.
Oh my gosh!
Can I
Yeah,
help? Can we just help each other?
You can you can get help.
Yeah, I need help. So who's helping me?
Yeah, but
I'll help you.
You'll have advantage, but you have a -3.
-3 and advantage.
Mm-hmm.
That's fine.
Well, here we go. 1, 2, 3. Eep.
What the?
You know what?
One more time. This time you have bardic inspiration.
Okay,
-4.
which is.
So you have no bonus to your strength.
Yep. Okay, so just a strength with
Straight roll with advantage.
plus bardic inspiration.
Yep.
Oh,
Add a d8.
19.
So it's a 19.
with
Add a
the
d8.
Hey,
Ooh.
26.
So you are able to get the bolts off from one of them.
Oh, are you serious? Only one?
Which one do you choose? Pasha, Nell, or Den?
The one with magic.
So that'd be Nell.
Yep.
Nell, when you do this, you hear him just kind of go. He does at first go like. His arm like. His like fingers move, and then he does kind of go like instinctively goes. Ah!
Sorry.
Hmm.
Even though he doesn't actually say sorry, he says it like
Intriguing.
automatically, but with like like the tongueless.
And
Sorry.
you rip out the bolts, and he doesn't react, as if to give you the impression that he cannot feel pain.
Okay.
And he stands
So he-
up and just kind of moves his body around. And he just says, "Intriguing indeed."
Mm.
Then he looks over at you, Leon. Are you to free
Oh.
my brothers?
I will try my best.
Bardic inspiration again.
This time another straight roll without my.
No, I say that since you finally got a success, the counter will go back to 0. So
Okay.
you'll have your regular.
So-
Strength roll with bardic
With
inspiration. You
and
can hold on to this,
advantage.
so you can use it if you don't need it for this roll. So strength check with advantage. Plus, you have
Yep.
a bardic inspiration that you can so use if you so desire.
Okay, thank you. Advantage. Sweet, 23.
All right,
You don't need it.
You can get the bolts off of another brother. Which one do you choose this time?
Pasha.
Den and Pasha.
Den and Pasha.
Den's
Den's
a
been awfully
pessimist.
quiet.
Den has been very quiet. I appreciate the quietness.
Oh,
So I'll go with him. And then
Right.
I'll be doing Pasha last.
When you let Den out, he just stands up, and this is when you notice that his skeletal structure, he's a very tall and broad person. Or he
Leon
was.
can respect that.
For a human, he matches your size, and he just kind of he looks at you and he just says, It is nice to see someone who finally stands at my level."
Leon chuckles at that. And then goes to the next. And very last, Pasha.
While you're doing this, Pasha just goes, "Oh, okay, I see. Let the one who has been talking to you fairly and politely be the last one to be released. I see."
Leon kind of gives him like this, like, I'm so sorry look, because he's, oh my gosh, I'm using my bardic inspiration.
15.
A 15 does not work.
Dang it!
Again.
Wait, bardic inspiration. Use it.
So that's a 14. Sorry, no, that's a
Use it.
That's a 13.
No.
So now I have
16.
16. Does a 16 do it?
That is a fail.
Okay.
Again.
So I have bardic inspiration. Just don't use it unless you think it's like really high or something. I don't know. No.
No. What would this one be?
It's a -3, so 6.
No, it'd be a -4. So it'd
Why
be
did
a
we
straight
skip?
one.
Why did we skip straight to -2 instead of -1?
Because the very first one is -2. And then it goes down 1.
It seems like a weird. I don't know. It seems like a weird thing to steadily get worse at. Since it's like something we have all the time in the world to do these, so we can take our time.
That's how it goes.
Leon looks really frustrated. And you know what?
Yeah,
he's
Pasha
actually gonna.
is not happy about
He's
it.
actually mad. He's actually mad. So you know what? I'm going to rage.
It just you can't get. I mean, I was already helping you, so you now just kind of.
Yeah, wait, no, I can't get double advantage. So you know what? Never mind.
Pasha's going to go, "Well, what's going on? Come on, pull these bolts out of me."
Again. Which would be a -5 this time. 17 -5. That is a
13.
13.
No, 12.
12. So if I get a +8, hopefully I get an actual 8. And then it will do it. Yes.
20.
Yep.
You pull the bolts out.
Wow, that was literally. I was gonna say don't even chance that because that was like such a low chance. But yeah, we got all the bolts out.
Yep,
He
we
stands up.
set all of them free.
And he just kind of like shakes his bones and they rattle. And he goes, "Well," dusts himself off. "It's about time.
Could
Now,
put you back
brothers,
in.
let us get out of this dusty mole hole. Should we not
mole
stick
hole.
with
That has a
them?
nice ring to it.
Should we not stick with them, brother? They did free us after all. Plus, we have nothing." Pasha just kind of stands there in silence and just looks at you.
You know
locked.
what? I have my greatsword, my old one. I have my old greatsword. And you know what? I am going to give that to Den. And then I'm going to hand Nell my 2 hand axes.
I feel like it would be better to give those since Nell has magic to give those to the.
No, not Nell. Sorry, Pasha.
Den will take the greatsword and he'll just kind of like take it, and he'll go, even without my large arms, I can still swing this sword mightily.
It served me well. Be nice to it, please.
I will be careful with it. Pasha will just look at the battle axe and go, not exactly my choice of weaponry, but I suppose...
It's a hand axe, not a battle axe.
Oh. Either way, it's not going to be his choice of weaponry.
Oh.
I have a rapier if you'd rather that.
He drops the hand axes.
Leon looks offended.
He approaches Dylan and holds a bony hand out, and he says, yes, I would much prefer a rapier.
I hand him a rapier.
I have a whip. One of you could have, if it would help.
Nell says, if any of you have daggers, that is what I would prefer.
I don't have dagger.
I'm afraid I don't either.
What did he say?
I have dagger.
What did he say? A what?
Or perhaps some sort of a ranged piece of arsenal.
Leon hands him his javelin. Javelin will work, right? He kind of like looks at it, like, do you want this?
I was speaking more of like a bow.
What about a light crossbow?
What'd you say, Zach?
How about a light crossbow, sir?
That will do.
I toss him my light crossbow.
And Leon very quickly writes down, just to warn you, if you do head out on your own, to the right of this room, there is a spider-like creature, and a fireball spell could not damage it. I mean, like, it burnt off the skin.
It didn't kill him.
It burnt off the skin, but it didn't kill him, so I would suggest staying away.
Duly noted. Nell's going to say, I wish to find this brazier room that we need to go to.
Liam points at the door that they just went through.
Perhaps we shall go there, Pasha. And Pasha will say, we should investigate the puzzle that we need to leave. The rest of you, do you wish to join us, or are you to continue to roam these halls?
Well, there's still one place we haven't checked, which is that room over there. But I was also gonna suggest we could take a small rest.
You can rest if you'd like. We've had enough time sitting down.
We could rest with you in the brazier room if you'd like.
Yeah, Leon points at the fire. We need to light that.
If you wish to join us, I suppose you can. Just don't get in the way. And Pasha will leave.
I take the rod hanging above the brazier and I light it in the fire.
So when you pick up the metal rod, you see that there's nothing flammable on it. It's just a metal rod. Do you
stick it in anyway?
Stick it in anyways?
Yeah.
When you do, it doesn't seem like the flame catches on, but when you pull back, the flame dances just like an inch above the rod, as if it is being held.
That's cool.
There in place, but it does not touch the metal rod.
Leon quickly writes down, I would suggest using that on the golden brazier.
I don't know. The golden brazier seems like it's like the most important brazier.
Yes, that's why it's golden, but this is also a yellow flame. But there's also a purple flame for a purple
I'm just saying
brazier.
the last time we lit the yellow brazier before it needed to be lit, the fire monster attacked us.
Because it wasn't its corresponding flame. You lit it with an outside source.
But also, it is the center brazier that from which the elemental spawned. They said, I believe, that there were 4,
Yeah,
and
there's
there's 4
4.
arranged around the central one. So perhaps the central one we don't light, or after lighting the other 4.
Oh, wait. Wait, are the braziers slightly tinted? The braziers surrounding the golden one?
No.
Okay, never mind.
The
Throw
doors
that out
were.
the window. Oh, wait. Hang on. This could be like the bottom right one.
The doors were lightly tinted, I believe, different colors.
Oh yeah, wait, what
So
one
there's
did we come
nothing
through?
unique about the braziers?
No.
Oh.
I think it's the doors. Maybe we light the bottom right one because the door we went through is the bottom right.
But look at the bottom left. There's 2 doors like right together.
What?
There's 2 doors on the bottom, right here
Yeah, sorry.
and here.
And I was talking about this one. This is the bottom right.
I mean, I guess. I feel like there's 2 doors in the bottom right and 2 doors along the bottom. I guess.
So there's nothing to signify a difference between the braziers surrounding the golden one.
No.
Also, there's no flame anywhere near
never
the
mind.
top left brazier. So,
Yeah, true. Never mind.
Yeah.
Put the flame back.
Was there anything on the walls to give us a hint about what we're supposed to do here?
Not of what you guys seen.
Put the flame back. Then.
I look at the skeleton brothers and I'm like, so does it matter which of the one on the outside we light up, or do we just gotta get all 4?
Nell did say that you have to position them in the correct order, but what order that is, he doesn't know. He didn't know.
Okay.
Okay. Was this door that we first came into the room through, did that have a color on it?
It did not.
Okay.
Yeah,
but there's 4 colors, but there's only 3 colored doors.
Yes, so this one, that one I believe was blue, this one was yellow, and then this one was orange and purple.
Yeah.
Okay, so this one leads to 2 colors.
Oh, okay, yeah, because there was
Makes
the purple
sense, yeah.
flame in there, yeah. So we need to find the orange flame in there, which could
Okay.
be either in the food room or in the room with the horrible creature. Yay!
I hope it's not the room with the horrible creature. Wait, did the room with the food have a door with it?
It had a.
No,
it
I
had-
only had that
it has
one
a-
door.
It did
Yeah.
have a door, both. Maybe there's like a really small room between right here and here.
I'm skeptical of it, but I was going to ask, was there any colors on that room with the scepter on any of the doors in that?
No.
Okay.
Okay.
Perhaps.
And we know the purple flames here with the monster.
Perhaps not the golden, but the orange flame isn't actually in a brazier, but in one of the candles lighting the table.
Maybe. I don't know. Let's take a short rest.
Alright, you
And
guys
then-
can take the short rest.
Okay. I get my bardic inspiration back because I literally used all of it on those freaking nails.
I believe this is the
Sorry.
last one. right? No, never mind. This is the first one, right?
We took one after the elemental fight, so this is our second one.
Okay.
Okay. Let's check this door.
Which door?
This one.
Okay. But you do know
Agreed.
that we could just go to the door on the. Hang on.
What are you doing with the torch, Dylan?
I was just gonna put it back.
Okay.
Or put the rod back with a flame on top of it.
One thing I was gonna say though is the entire time that you guys are taking your short rest, Pasha is like looks to be practicing swordplay with Den. Den is just sitting there with the great sword and basically deflecting attacks while standing still. But Nell is actually like examining the braziers, like touching it, like rubbing his thumb with his fingers, like as if he's like running like dirt or dust in between them. He's looking inside of them. He's looking all around the room.
He's trying to find out what we're trying to find out currently.
Exactly. And when you are done, when he notices that all of you like stand up and begin to discuss your plan of attack, he approaches and he says, "I do not mean to interrupt, but perhaps my insight could be of help."
We definitely welcome the help.
Leon nods.
So I'm not sure if you know, but with the doors being color-coded, it must mean that they lead to the colored flames of question. Yes?
Yes.
As we have deduced as well.
Do you know the position of the colors? As of where they are in the rooms?
Yes. The one where you guys were was in the very center of the room. The one in the purple one we found is kind of an L-shaped room at the bottom of it's kind of like a sideways L, and it's at the bottom of the L.
I meant as in direction to where we are. Like, we know that the torch, the yellow flame, is south from us, from below us. So perhaps that means that it could be one of these two in which we need to place it.
The purple flame is to our east.
So perhaps it belongs to one of these two.
Right.
Oh wait, so does the yellow one belong to? Wait, hang on. I'm trying to do my little thingy. Where's the wait? Perhaps the orange one belonged to this one.
Perhaps, but the problem is there's no door to the north.
Maybe that's where these lead. We haven't tested these yet.
Now one other thing that I had been thinking of is various people are very tricky. They like teasing and puzzling their opponents. The colors of the flames and of the braziers are definitely important, but what is one thing about them that strikes you, well, with intrigue?
There's blue, there's yellow, there's orange, and there's purple. Wait a sec. Blue and yellow, in art, blue and orange are opposite colors on the color wheel, and yellow and purple are opposite colors on the color wheel.
That is true.
So they're on
so
different
opposite
sides.
Corners of the
Yeah.
Yeah. Right.
Perhaps that seems reasonable enough.
Yeah, but which brazier to put them in is the question.
Well, we have some idea of some of the flames, perhaps.
There's only one way to find out.
Perhaps we should identify the remaining flames before we attempt to...
Yeah, we still don't know quite what the orange flame is or what the blue flame is.
Plus, we've already seen what happens if we get it wrong.
Well, we already know where the blue flame is.
Yes, it's the
Must be
orange one that
down
we're
there.
looking for, though.
Right.
Hmm.
But here's the blue.
My guess would be in the room with the feast somewhere.
The feast that no one will touch.
Perhaps.
Well, there's skeletons in there as well. Maybe our new friends might be able to converse with them. And
Yeah, but those skeletons aren't
That
as
is
talkative as
skeleton. That is skeletonous.
that's.
I take no offense.
Well, to be fair, those skeletons weren't exactly as talkative as you and your brothers are. They kind of just sat there.
but if you remain alive after death, perhaps you could imbibe from the food and drink on their plate.
Leon kind of like has an aha moment. That scepter from before. Oof. Leon turns to Nell. There's a scepter in the in the
Let's
room
go
to
show
our
him the
east.
scepter.
Yeah, Leon goes.
Pasha, then I'm to travel with them deeper into the vault. Do you wish to come with us? No. I wish to hone my swordsmanship skills. We shall stay here in case if anyone else wanders in. So be it. And now
Sophie. That was the name of the librarian.
Nell will follow you. And when he sees the scepter, he approaches it, and then you see him quickly stop. And he says, "Are the voices normal?"
Yep. Leon nods his head.
Have you touched it yet?
Leon nods his head. Leon raises a hand, actually.
And what happens?
An energy pulsated from it. I felt my arm go numb.
So
And
so it is magical.
Yes, but the screaming, it only gets louder.
He approaches it, and he says, "Perhaps with me being of the undead, this won't harm me as much." And he grabs onto it, and when he grabs onto it, he quickly jerks his hand back, and just kind of stares at his skeletal hand, and balls it into a fist, and looks back at the scepter, and then grabs onto it again firmly, and then pulls it towards him. And then he just says, "Intriguing."
Can you tell what it's supposed to do?
I know not of what it is supposed to do. Not yet.
Oh, okay.
Well, at least you have a new fancy weapon.
Hmm.
Possibly. If it is a weapon.
Okay, we're gonna go check out the dining room.
Leon nods.
Okay.
Wait, where's Mason?
He's back in the brazier room.
Oh, well,
With
at least
Ben and
he's nowhere
Pasha.
near.
Yeah,
Oh, there-
Zach's been
There he
quiet.
is.
Zach's probably playing Skyrim. Like he's not supposed to.
We wouldn't know because
No, actually, I'm annoyed, but you know.
What?
What's up?
What?
said something about I'm actually annoyed, but or I'm in annoyed. I'm not sure what in annoyed
I
means.
think you're right. At the
Maybe
first.
he's in the void?
Maybe he's been deployed?
Oh goodness.
Hey, look, this
Maybe
Maybe
so.
he's trying to avoid?
So, you enter the room with the tasty feast, and Nell looks around and he says, well, it definitely does look like a very interesting dinner party.
Glad
Yeah.
I lost my invitation.
The crowd is
The room
enjoying
Yeah.
where it happened.
Yeah, I hear the people are dying to get in.
They really should have eaten more. They're nothing but bones.
I have a question. Is there anything about this room that stands out besides the skeletons?
There's the one that's like in this big chair who's like decorated with jewelry and a silver crown.
Well, at least we know who the king is.
On the edges of this room are yes.
What?
What if we give this guy? Okay, he's the king. Kings have crowns, but kings also have scepters. What if we give him the scepter?
Now we'll walk up to him and we'll like place it on the hand. But you see that when he grabs what seems to be the host's hand, he stops, he stops his movement, still holding on to like the femur, and he just stands there. He then places it down back on the armrest. He looks up and he says, "You need to touch it."
Leon touches it. Leon goes up and touches it.
When you do, you hear a voice in your head.
Oh, great.
Not again.
You hear, "Thank you for accepting my invitation to my dinner party.
Oh.
I hope that you were able to find your way fairly easily. But before we get into the food, it is, well, proper procedure that the host gets the first serving. However, last summer I had suffered a great head injury, and I don't remember what my favorite foods are. So if you can help me, then everyone else can eat."
It seems no one was able to help him, apparently.
And that is where we're going to end it for tonight.
Oh. We made skeleton friends, so we have that going for us.
Yeah, we made friends for the first time ever. And surprise, surprise, they weren't Savarius.
You know, that's a good point, actually.
What, that our new friends aren't Savarius?
The one set of people who haven't tried to kill us are their prisoners, yeah.
Yeah.
Also, maybe Minnow, but we'll see.
We'll see. We'll let me know if that changes.
Yeah, this is starting to become a really marrowing adventure.
Oh my goodness.
Seriously, this has been awful.
Yeah.
Why headset?
This has been pretty gruesome.
Alright, well, next time, hopefully we will, the party will finish. Will find their way out. I kind of have plans for maybe next week being the one that we finish this, but we shall see.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I'm kind of going slow with this.
That's all right. I'd much rather you guys take your time and have fun with the dungeon than rush through it and not enjoy it at all.
Like when we had to spend like forever trying to get the bolts out of the skeletons.
Yeah, I really liked the riddle. Like, I really liked the riddle.
You were quick at the riddle.
Yeah, he's a Savarius, so of course he was quick at his family's riddles.
The riddle was made to test the players of their knowledge of the setting.
Mm-hmm. It worked well.
And you passed.
Why do you say that so begrudgingly?
I didn't mean
I
to.
think it's more ominously.
Like, fucking players remember all the setting information I give them.
You pass. Even though I didn't want you
I
to.
literally have the exact opposite problem with my D&D party. I swear, I give them like the easiest character names to remember, and they're like, "Who was that guy again?"
Notes.
Oh,
There's a thing called notes.
ta-da!
It was like
The more you know.
his name was literally Dick, one syllable, Dick.
But yeah,
And most
that,
of the characters are like, they're either really short and simple names, they're very fun names to say, or they're alliterative. Like literally, they go to a town called Port Rosetta, and the mayor's name is Mayor Meyer. Mayor
You know what we could do?
Meyer.
I know how to finish this riddle here quickly. Just give him one of everything.
I don't know. I'm kind of curious how he's supposed to figure out what his favorite foods are, because he has
Go to the other people. We get the information from the other people at the table because
I'm also curious how it's arranged on the table, but that's for next time.
yes, and you guys will
sorry.
have plenty of the time to brainstorm.
Speaking
So,
of feasts,
I'm
Thanksgiving was nice.
Yeah.
Say goodbye to
Wow,
the people.
we're on par. Goodbye.
Goodbye to the people. We hope you had a good feast.
Perhaps he likes
Bye.
turkey. We should give him the turkey.